Hi everyone, and welcome to Let's Talk Fandom, or well, Let's Talk in general. This could even fit on Spoop. Pardon the mess behind me. Sorry, it's not very clean. But to celebrate Halloween, I know lots of TV channels and so on do their usual 31 nights or 31 days of Halloween, and I've decided to do the same. My challenge this time has been to watch a new horror movie every day, or as it's going to turn out, 31 horror movies in the month of October. Here's part one of my reviews of those horror movies. I started off with this one. It's labeled as horror. It was Horror on Stars. It's called Whiteout. It's a comic book from 1999 by Greg Rucka. The movie stars Kate Beckinsale and Gabriel Macht. It's not really a horror film. It's more of a serial killer kind of thriller film. The film's good looking enough. It moves pretty well. Kate Beckinsale definitely keeps your attention. But there's really not much here. Not much here at all. And other than some very realistic effects of what the cold will do to you, which I do know for a fact, that is what the cold will do for you. Not really much here to recommend. But it's good looking enough. And I guess pass your time enough. Number 2, Fantasy Island. This came out this year. It is the horror twist on the TV show from the 70s with Ricardo Montalban. And I guess it sort of ends leading into that show, supposedly. Maggie Q's in here. Michael Pena's in here. They're pretty good. Lucy Hale stars. But the film itself, beyond a pretty great premise, doesn't really do anything with it. Ultimately, it just gets kind of cliche and boring. I was really disappointed. It could have been great. It had a good premise, but it didn't really... I don't know. They ran out of ideas or something. Next, I watched The Covenant. This is a film I disliked so much I didn't even realize it's full of people that I know, like Stephen Strait, Sebastian Stan, Taylor Kish, Jessica Lucas, and so on. I never even realized that's who they were because I disliked this film with a passion. It is about a group of vampires who made a covenant to protect a certain place. It's not good. Not really, not good at all. And it came out 2006. I would not recommend this movie at all. I have never seen this movie before. I know what he did last summer. It came out in 1997, starring basically the who's who of 90s movies with Jennifer Love Hewitt, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Freddie Prinze Jr., and Ryan Phillippe. And I would say I enjoyed this movie. The main four are very likable in their roles. I quite enjoyed them. I think the ultimate end is stupid. I think the killer who they got is stupid, but the film by Kevin Williamson is written well. It's fun, and it'll entertain. And I can see why this with Scream kind of revitalized the slasher genre. Quite enjoyed it. Liked the cast a lot. The sequel, which came out the next year, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, is not directed by the same people who did the first one. I believe Kevin Williamson did not write it, and you can tell it is noticeably worse than the first one, but Freddie Prinze Jr. And Jennifer Love Hewitt are back in it, and I love Jennifer Love Hewitt in this movie. I think it's fun enough, but again, the killer is stupid. It's stupid, and how it gets there in this one is even worse. But it's fun enough. I like the cast. I like how it goes, and there's some good times in this one. And it has Jack Black in a role that he doesn't take credit for as a stoner. In fact, when I mentioned other people he's in this movie, no one remembered that he was in it at all. So that's kind of interesting. The third one in that series, I Always Know What You Did Last Summer. This movie's trash. Much trash. Came out in 2006. Has no connection in plot or characters to the previous two at all. I don't know why they made it. It's direct to DVD. It is utter trash. And I'm one who likes Starship Trooper sequels, so nothing good in this movie at all. Nothing. And last for part one is Spellbinder. This movie came out in 1987. It stars Timothy Daley and Kelly Preston. And I will say, I took a while for me to figure out if this was a horror movie or not. It reminded me a lot of Charmed. Daley, of course, I remember mostly as Superman. He was the voice of Superman and Superman the Animated Series and a lot of the 90s Superman stuff with Bruce Timm. Of course, Kelly Preston recently just passed away. But I loved this movie. There were horror elements. It belongs in the horror genre, but it's kind of horror mixed with a kind of romantic comedy mixed with drama. I quite enjoyed it, and the ending I did not see coming, though maybe I should have. Kelly Preston is absolutely charming. If you have any love for her at all, you will adore her in this movie. Basically, she's a witch that's trying to escape her coven, and she runs into Timothy Daly, and they fall in love, and he'll do anything for her. And that's all I'm going to say. But out of the first batch, this might have been my favorite, and I just kind of watched it on a whim, off Stars. So here's my first 7. Batch 2, these are all random. Remember, these are all movies I've never seen before, so I just kind of went to Stars, to Showtime, to Vudu, to Prime, to Netflix, and just watched as I go. And these are the first batch. Next batch will be coming soon, because as you can tell, it's the 25th right now when I'm recording this, and so I've definitely seen a lot more than 7 movies. But here's batch 1. What did you guys think of these ones? Any of them your favorites? Any of them you think I need to revisit? I know I've judged some movies harshly recently, where some people told me I should just revisit it, and they were right. But so far, Spellbinder in the first batch is my favorite. Probably after that, I Know What You Did Last Summer is pretty good. And then after those, there's not much else really good in this first batch. But there's some more coming in the next batch. I hope you guys enjoy.